You are listening to Boom Radio NG. Good music lives here.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Dolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. It promises to be a very interesting one today, as we're going to be talking about a lot of things between Dangote and or Dangote Group or Dangote Refinery and the federal government. There seems to be a lot of back and forth. We're definitely going to be talking a lot about that today and breaking it down and explaining some things because, you know, at times it looks like a lot of the media seems to jump on a lot of things, and there needs to be a bit of clarification on some of those things. So we're going to be doing a bit of breakdown on that today. Also, looks like Nigeria's greed is getting some boost. It's good news if some of those things actually come into fruition. Sadly, I think part of that greed has gone off in northern Nigeria, something funny like that. That we're going to be talking about. And Mr. Bobrisky does not seem, or is he miss, or she them, or he her, or whatever it is at this point, does not seem to be out of the news and does not seem to be out of jail, because it looks like he's in detention again. That and a lot of things are things that we're going to be talking about today at the bar. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show as we get on with it. My name is Dolupo, and like I said, I bid you a warm welcome. With me in the studio today is Sola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon. Thanks for being there. If you're just joining us, I also bid you a warm welcome. And I urge you to share this link, let us grow the family. So share the video. And to those listening, also tell someone. Those of you listening on boomradiong.com or any of the streaming platforms, just share with someone also.
Okay, so let's get right into today's show. We're starting with Dangote Refinery and the federal government. So the latest on that is that Dangote Refinery has withdrawn 100 billion naira suit against the federal government. Now, there needs to be a bit of clarity. Yesterday, there was news all over that Mr. Dangote or Dangote Refinery had set up, had decided to sue NMPC, NMDPRA, and all those other government agencies, and even companies that are involved with importation of fuel. Now, they had now come to break it down and come to explain that, yes, that suit was initiated. However, that was a while ago. And now they are actually in the process of settling this conversation out of court. However, SR, would you say that it was even a right move in the first place to decide to sue all these people? Or what was the point of the lawsuit in the first place?
Typical Nigerian, or can I say typical capitalist behavior by a businessman, someone that I think is Dolupo's very good friend. And
wow, he's no longer your friend anymore.
Never said that. If we have any video where I said it, please.
Where you said he's not he's your friend.
Please play it back.
He's not your friend.
Let the world see.
He's no longer your friend.
He's not my enemy. I just don't like his business tactics and all of that.
Okay. All right. So before he gets right to it, okay. So what is first things first? There are videos all over that you are categorically claiming that he's your friend.
Of course, he's my very good friend. I don't know why you are trying to come between us. This life, people just say things. that they cannot verify. You know, Ali is my good friend, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about a company that bears his name. You know, and let me be very straight up here. I think it's capitalist behavior. I think it's monopolistic tendencies and all of that. My opinion, to try to stop people who have existing licenses to carry out business in whatever industry, as long as those licenses were issued, you know, legally, they were not illegal licenses, and the industry is deregulated. I don't think it is right. I don't think it is. Fair doesn't come into business people's agenda. They don't care about being fair. You know, they'll tell you, oh, they've invested 20 billion, either of their money or borrowed or otherwise. Bottom line is, oh, it's a massive investment. We get that. But asking other players in the industry to lose their own source of income, or forcing them or hamstringing them, or what's it called, to come and patronize you, and I don't think that's the way to go. And I don't think that's what Nigeria needs at a time like this. But I don't blame any private company that does this. The people who had the power to do it for over 6 decades, but they failed woefully. Yeah. It's the government.
It's the government. So now, according to the spokesperson of Dangote Group, they're saying that this suit was filed as far back as September 6th, 2024. However, what they're saying that they have agreed to put a halt to the proceedings as there's been a lot of events
have overtaken
exactly
as usual.
Events have overtaken the issue and all that. So there's a bit of breakdown in that. So would we say that they have finally come to some sort of agreement and all that? But we all know that it seemed like there was an issue between Dangote Refinery and especially the NMDPRA. Even with NMPC, there was a bit of issues here and there. But we'll see where all this drama is going to. At least now they said that they are pulling out of that suit. So the bottom line with all this is that Nigerians need fuel and need cheaper fuel.
And of course,
that's the bottom line.
Nigerians will not be getting that wish. We must start to come to terms with that reality that having a refinery in Nigeria does not guarantee us cheaper fuel.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
At the moment, I'm hoping that what it would give us, because, see, I like to be very realistic. It's obvious that cheaper fuel at the moment might be out the window. That conversation, but at least the least we can do. And even last week, the federal government had come out categorically that there is no more subsidy with fuel and forex. There's been a lot of subsidies that have been removed. We know that Band-Aid people for electricity subsidies out of it. We know that I think a couple of weeks ago there was announcement of the removal of what's it called now? What's the word again? Why did this subsidy? Sorry, I don't know why that skipped my mind. The removal of subsidy on pilgrimage, which up till now I don't know why there ever in the world was ever anything like subsidy with a voluntary issue. But anyway, looks like that subsidy too is out the window. And then they'll not say that there's no money for anything. How would there be money when there's so much subsidy that we're paying? My own at the moment is that even if we do not have, even if it is expensive, the least we can do is people are not queuing for something this expensive. It does not make any sense.
Well, it's just such, I'm going to repeat that. It's sad that they sold us a dummy. We know we all had our heads in the cloud expecting some kind of magic to happen with the presence of the so-called largest single train.
Yeah, however, I think the problem is that we actually were not informed well that even with the price that it was then, there was still subsidy ongoing. That was the issue. But anyway,
that's the same thing that I was saying. We were more or less sold a dummy, and that's the truth. And now Nigerians are coming to terms with the reality that virtually every subsidy in Nigeria is gone.
Yeah.
The only one that remains more or less is in the people who are on band B.
Shout out to band B people.
B, band C, band D, and E. those of us who are on band A at home and at work are feeling it. What is good, because at least, to be honest, we're supposed to be making savings, in the area of fuel.
The honest truth is that I really saw that happen when fuel was really expensive, and not really, it's still expensive anyway, where there was major scarcity.
So when they tell you that fuel consumption, daily fuel consumption under Tinubu's government is down by 92%. Believe it.
Yes.
Believe it, definitely. Because one, purchasing power is very low. Two, a lot of people have alternatives now. They're switching to CNG, and they're managing their resources better. Nigerians have learned how to manage their resources.
You learn the hard way. You definitely will learn the hard way. And all of that
you get. So, but as lofty as those things used to sound, how you used to believe that government is telling you that I'm no longer your daddy, I don't care, you're on your own, and I'm going to deal with you more.
Anyway, still talking about okay, so we have a comment. Peterman says good morning, good afternoon from here.
It's good morning now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
And now he said it's good morning. I'm replying him, it's good afternoon here. So that's so cool. Anyway, he says, Kini Bobrisky to Shebayi, leave him alone, Nigeria. I can't believe I'm now advocating for the rights of a cross-dresser. Okay, so he's done a couple of things which we're going to explain. So that's the issue. He doesn't seem to... personally, I think that he doesn't have good advisors. That's what I think, basically, what this is. He needs to get himself a good lawyer at this point. He's not... There are lots of very unbright things that he's doing. So, yeah, I definitely would get to that. Now, still talking about a bit of issues in Nigeria is powered. So, a global climate organization backed by Rockefeller Foundation and Bezos Earth Fund as saying that they are now looking at a solar mini grid program in Nigeria, looking to generate about 10,000 megawatts together.
Look, this is one of the... I don't care what people are going to say, how people are going to come with some stories and some things you get. There's... When you look, I don't care. The bottom line is that we're about to... If this happens, we're about to get 10,000 megawatts of clean energy in Nigeria. The entire dirty energy, in quote, has never hit 10,000 megawatts.
Yeah, exactly.
Never.
And imagine that's like a major chunk out of the stress that is on the current grid now.
So I don't know what you want to say. I don't know people. It's Rockefeller, it's Bezos, Oga. We're about to get mini grids, and again, one of the things that we've always advocated for is the central grid should be decentralized, and this is it happening. And I heard that Ogun State is going to be in the forefront of this. This is massive, and it actually makes a lot of sense, seeing that they have most of the industries in Nigeria. I'm not sure there's a state currently in Nigeria that has as many industries as Ogun State does. By my own calculation, I might be wrong, but I think Ogun State has the most industries in Nigeria. So maybe this will help with that. And if you increase production, we could start exporting. If we start exporting, we can start earning. If we earn, the Naira will go strong. You see how sweet I've said it, but let's see how they're going to carry it out.
It's nice on paper. When it comes to Nigeria, it's a different ball game entirely. Okay, so still talking about power quickly. The TCN has said that a 330 kV Ugwaji Apir double circuit transmission lines 1 and 2 have tripped due to a fault, and now there's a bit of power outage in several parts of northern Nigeria.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
They're saying there's a loss of about 468 megawatts.
Yeah, I think it was close to 5 a.m. when the first line tripped, and they evacuated power onto line 2, and the same thing happened again. Now they're saying that they've sent their engineers out, and something that affected them, one of the supply lines from Enugu that also needed some attention, could not get it because of the sit at home. So on Monday, they had an entire team that was supposed to go and solve some problems that couldn't go.
Are you kidding?
They couldn't go. Yes.
According to what we have at the moment right now, if I'm correct, the Kaduna Disco, this is affecting the Kaduna Disco, which has at the moment has just 50 megawatt, Jos has 60 megawatt, and Yola has 30. Even Kano Disco has just 20 megawatt. But I'm guessing that is coming up quickly. At least it was 0-0 before, so it looks like we're getting somewhere. So Chifoni Koko has a comment. Okay, so Peterman says, as long as Bezos and Rockefellers are directly involved in the construction, please, Oluwa Bezos and Adefela, don't hand the funds over to Nigerians.
Amen to that.
Madonwo. Okay, amen to that. I agree. That's why I said that a lot of times these things it's a Nigerian thing. Also, Chief Odikoko says the first state and region to achieve 24-hour electricity will dominate the Nigerian economy for the next 50 years. Completely. I totally agree with you. Completely.
But that scenario will only play out if the others also sleep. Do you understand? Like if, for instance, now we look at the national grid, the power grid. I hate saying national grid because every time you say it, the word grid comes to my mind, not grid. You get, I'm sure you can differentiate. However, if they sleep on it, then that's their problem.
Sorry to cut you short.
No, go ahead.
Since we're talking about that, would you be shocked, or is it that they will probably sleep on it? Because sadly, would I say, fortunately or unfortunately, that looks like it's probably going to happen with Lagos State.
So guess what? As soon as power was taken off the exclusive list and the states were allowed to set up their own state power companies, regulatory bodies and all of that, we don't have up to 5 states that have done anything on paper.
About it, yeah.
But Kaduna also jumped on it.
Oh yeah, they did.
Ekiti, and I can't remember the other state now. I know that there's already a private power generating plant in Abia State, but I'm sure they've not felt the direct impact of that yet.
Yeah.
While we're talking about that, what we really expect these guys to do is to think out of the box. The box is messed up. So, but Nigerian governors, they seem, I don't know, maybe when they get sworn in, the ones that sounded bright become something
don't
else.
Don't even let us begin. Don't even let
We're going to talk about them a lot today anyway.
It's crazy.
So I don't know why it's so hard for them.
I don't know. Chifoni Koko says regions or state that achieve 24-hour supply will suck up the best talents, resources, and human capacity from other states.
Investments,
Isn't
everything.
that already happening now?
Everything.
It is happening.
There's a reason why everybody is trooping to Lagos.
There's a reason why. I think he wasn't on the show yesterday. I think it was Peter Man that was talking about how people from the southeast are moving their businesses out of the place.
That's been going on.
Those things would automatically happen.
Dolupo, if you calculate, for instance, you're setting up a business because you want to boost your own village or your town, and you set up a business there, and you look at the cost of power alone, and you hear about a place somewhere in Ogun State that you can get power for less and the same value when it comes to labor.
And it's clean power.
When it comes to labor, you look at it. Wouldn't you rather move your business there and make?
And that automatically means more people will move there because that's where the jobs are.
If Dangote refinery had been set up in Ondo State as originally planned, or Ogun State as was Plan B, all the things that's happening in that axis now would not be happening.
Yes, it won't
happen.
And
that's the same thing that happens when you make the place conducive for people to invest in. But power is the albatross. Power is the biggest problem. Power is what we need to tackle and tackle well. And there's something emphatic about what Peterman said. Jeff Bezos and Rockefeller Foundation and all the people involved, let it be a direct transfer. I'm not saying transfer money to anybody's account. I'm saying that let them give you the land.
And do it yourself. Bring your own set of people and do those things yourself.
Trust me, that's the only way this thing is going to work.
And it will work quickly.
I remember many years ago in uni in Edo State, a big man, an Edo State big man, was going to, build an hostel. And we were hearing rumblings from the staff that he brought in his own contractors and everything. But as at that time, when he was done with that hostel, it was the finest hostel on campus.
Of course.
Because the man did his own thing
He
himself.
did his own thing himself.
As against if you had given it to Central.
It would have taken longer. They would not have found this solution.
So I get that concept, and I think it's the best way to get these things done.
It is. I agree. I definitely agree with that. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. Now, you know what? Let's move a bit of issues from power, and let's just beat about Mr. or Miss or Mrs. whichever one. Mr. or Miss, choose whichever one. Bobrisky.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like Bobrisky, or will I say he just likes detention. I know a lot of people. Okay, so Peterman had said that he should be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
From the layman, it probably would look like he's okay. He's being witch hunted and all that, and I get the angle. However, there's been a bit of breakdown of the kind of things that have happened in the past couple of weeks. Remember, starting from him getting released, and another social media person coming out and putting out audio to saying that this person did not stay in jail as people had thought, and even a report coming yesterday saying that he was in jail. However, he had some privileges, which in my mind I'm still asking the question, how legal are those things? I'm honestly still waiting to hear from the office of the Minister of Interior. Now, yesterday, Very Dark Man had announced that he was actually arrested. Jesus. Peterman says, Dolupo hates Bobrisky. Look at the disdain written all over her face. My God. No, I don't hate him or her. I think...
But you don't like...
I think
you
the
don't
character...
like,
funny enough...
You don't like them.
I think the character Peterman...
You don't
Jesus.
hate him or her, but you don't like them.
Peterman says it is hate or Ikorira. Ikorira is irritated by her, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do not agree with that assertion. I think that he's a very hilarious character.
Yeah.
I think that he's not a very bright, personally, I think he's not a very bright character. That's what I think about Bobrisky.
He doesn't know when to stop.
He does not know when to stop. He doesn't have good advisors.
Bobrisky is like your typical tap that gets broken and there's plenty
he's
water
not
in the
very.
tank.
I think that he's not
It
a
just keeps
very
flowing.
bright human being. I'm sorry. People will say that Dolupo has ways of telling people what to do, the bad things to do. I'm just saying there are ways
she
that
advises bad people.
I don't advise bad people.
She
I'm
works
just
for
saying,
them one way or the other.
I just feel that there's some things that he could have done differently or could have a bit of sense. Anyway, now, so there's now been that came out and we talked about it here at the bar, but there wasn't a confirmation around this, so it's better to just err on the side of caution. Now the Nigerian immigration last night now came out to actually say categorically that this person was arrested, and this morning we heard that he was now being moved to the federal CID Alagbon. Now, however, there's now been more news around it. Okay, so there's something else again. Peterman says, Dolupo is written on your face. Play back the last 5 minutes. I'll watch you. I'll watch your face. I don't agree. Like I said.
It's not about you agreeing or disagreeing. It's about what was observed. And you can't even see yourself. If you ever get to watch it back, then you can say you agree or
like
disagree.
I said, I just feel that it's just like...
The look on your face now is someone you look like someone that's been caught in the act.
No. That one I would not agree with. Like I said, one thing I can say for a fact is that I think that he's not very bright. So, why do I think so? Another reason why. According to witnesses that told the news agency of Nigeria, they said Bobrisky arrived at the departure axis of the semi-border. Please, except you're going to go maybe buy a car in Cotonou or you have family in Cotonou, which is okay. It's not. I'm not saying that anybody cannot go. Why are you going to Cotonou at 1:30 a.m.?
Well, at times, when you want to travel
1:30 a.m.
and you don't want to queue, you don't like the hustle and bustle. So you just go to.
Is it a flight?
You go to the border
Is it a
around
flight?
1:30 a.m. You know, so that there won't be a queue. You understand?
Okay.
It's not as if he was trying to hide or anything.
Anyway,
Bobo or baby or baby Bobo was just
what the hell is that?
was just trying to. Because in these days it's a he and her, so it's a they. They were trying to cross.
So Bobrisky,
at
according to
1:30
these
a.m.
sources, they said that he was first stopped at the port health officials on duty, but the driver did not stop until they got to the immigration checkpoint. Why did
Well
you
done,
not stop?
sir.
Why?
Well done, sir. You
It's
tried.
bad enough you got to the port at 1:30 a.m. He had handed over his passport to the driver for stamping at the Nigerian immigration post, and then they had the immigration officer, identified as Yusuf, while going through the passport, detected the person and that it was Bobrisky. Now, keep in mind, this is someone that the House of Representatives have invited to come and speak his truth about this old brouhaha, and he has not come. Meaning that
How do you know he didn't come?
he didn't go now. This we are all here.
Did you live with them?
He did not go. Anyway,
He said
you are
he didn't
looking for
come.
trouble. You are looking for trouble. Leave me alone.
He
Let me
did
finish.
not honor the invitation.
No, he didn't come. Did he go?
How do you know he
Did he
came
go?
or didn't come?
Please leave me alone. You cannot come. It's a me, she. Leave me alone.
How do you know?
Leave me alone. You are letting those pour sand in my
So
gist.
he's don't come.
You are pouring sand in my gist, please. You are pouring sand in my gist. Thank you. Okay, so Chifoni Koko says, do we know why he was arrested? Yes. So now the issue is that they're saying that he's actually being flagged. His passport has been flagged because he's a person of interest in an ongoing investigation, and the investigation that has to do with the issues going on with the prisons and if he stayed in prison for those 6 months or not. And to now add it up, the House of Representatives had invited you, you did not come. So, and then you now decide that you want to leave Nigeria at 1:30 a.m. Not on a flight or at the border, Seme border. Who is your family member in Seme?
How do you know? Do you know his entire family?
Anyway, they said that he was detained till 4 p.m. At the controller's office, where he was taken to the Lagos State Command of the Nigerian Immigration Service.
So Dolupo, the passport, was it, which picture was on it?
The one that is submitted in court
And
now.
that part that they asked for gender or sex, what was
Oh
written
my
there?
God. What's my own? That was I at Seme border.
Are you not the one informing us?
I'm just saying what I know.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, Chief Onikoko, to answer your question, sir, he was arrested because he's involved in an ongoing investigation that has to do with alleged corruption in the Nigerian Immigration Service and also in the EFCC.
Immigration, have you correction?
No, sorry, Correctional Service, Nigerian Correctional Service, and as well as the EFCC. And he had been invited on multiple occasions to the House of Representatives, and he did not honor the invitation. But Onkuna decided that it was okay to travel through Seme border, because that alone already shows that there's something. What are you hiding from? I want to travel. Why am I going through Seme border?
Why can't you go through Seme border? Why do
I
you
don't have
assume
family
that
member.
everybody has to travel by air?
I'm not saying everybody has traveled by air.
So you've never
If
traveled
you're not-
through Seme before?
No.
I have.
Oh, you have.
Yeah.
Don't we know you people? Put that.
What is the you people
I
now?
don't know. I don't know.
Please be more clear about your assertions.
It's not an assertion. I don't know.
I don't think traveling through Seme border is the problem.
I don't think the Seme border is a problem.
I
However,
think the problem
traveling at 1:30 a.m.
Look, okay, his vehicle broke down in Badagry and they just fixed it.
Oh, it's Badagry
The
that they
time
pass
is
through
also
Seme border.
not the problem for
Oh,
me.
wow.
The problem is that the place that they ask you to come to is in Abuja. So Seme is not connected to Abuja. You cannot take a connecting flight.
There's no connecting flight.
Yeah, so it's
Personally,
direct
let me be honest with you. Except you people, which people live there, people have family there, people transact there. It is very shady that you are going through a land border at 1:30 a.m.
No.
It sounds very shady.
It could have, like I said, his vehicle could have broken down on the way.
But did his vehicle break down? Do we know
his clock could be wrong timing. 24-hour clock could have changed to 12. Anything could
Yeah,
have
I'm
led
gonna say that.
could have
We're
led him
really doing that.
to get there
We're really
at
doing that.
night. The
We're
issue
really
still
doing that.
remains.
We're really doing
Dolupo, the time he got to the border or land border is not the problem. It still remains that you were invited by the House of Reps. There's an ongoing investigation by the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and you're disappearing, more or less.
Yeah, you claim that all that audio is AI.
So if it's
all
AI,
that,
why are you running?
why you run? Yeah,
Stand
that's
your
what I'm
ground.
saying. That it looks like you're running. It does not make any sense.
Stand your ground, Bobrisky.
Like now, Peterman. Now I'm going back to you. Now, when you say that I don't like somebody, it's not about liking or not liking. See, I think to a large extent, I pride myself to have a bit of sense. One of the things that irks me about people is people that are not, that seemingly don't act very bright. I think there's a bit of unbrightness. And why I said so
that's why you had the look that Peterman detected.
Maybe that was what. So it's not
this
hate.
Is your own explanation.
Yes,
now.
it's not hate. It's just
You go explain.
have
Tyra.
sense. Just have sense.
You go
like
explain,
if you don't
Tyra.
have sense personally, I would assume someone like Bobrisky would have enough money to employ a proper lawyer, because the lawyers that are going around these days.
Are you saying he doesn't have proper lawyers representing him? Your next response has to be very careful.
I think that maybe proper lawyer is not the word. Competent is
Are
the
you
word.
saying he doesn't have competent lawyers
I don't think
representing
so.
him?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I don't think
Do
so.
you know the people representing him?
I don't think so.
Do you know them?
I don't have to know them.
So you think he doesn't have competent lawyers?
No, because he doesn't have good advice.
Nah.
I
don't think it's his lawyers that is the problem.
Other than doing a lot of things in court, one of the other things that your lawyers are to do is advise you.
Can your lawyers compel you after advising you?
No, they can't compel you. But
So what makes you think that he was not advised and he decided to listen to his so-called godfathers that were referred to on that audio?
Okay, all right, that one's
You know, so I'm not.
That's true,
I won't let you go that route because
But
it's a dangerous one.
I just feel that
to assume.
Are you saying that he doesn't have somebody will tell you? There's nobody that will tell you that. Okay, how do you want to go against the House of Representatives? Are you joking?
Dolupo.
What did you think was gonna happen?
It's not the first. It will not be the last.
That will not have sense, I mean. Okay.
I'm not talking about having sense now. It's not the first
It's
that will
clear.
go against them, and it won't be the last. The bottom line is that they can only advise you. It's on you. You're an adult. You're older. He's older than 18. It's on him to accept the advice or not. You will know that guy on those audios, he has denied that he's not the one. I'm sure that by the time they do some forensic text and all of that, or maybe he decides to speak the truth again, because once in a while he tends to confess. You know, maybe he will own up to this. And for me, I just know that the government might be missing a trick here if they do not use this opportunity to clean up their Asian stables.
I agree.
If they don't use this opportunity to, if they are not even going to clean it up, maybe they are going to play to the gallery for us. I don't know. But there's a lot of things that's wrong, especially with the so-called correctional facilities. There's a lot of things that's wrong.
Yeah.
And for them to own up to the fact that he even had servants working for him.
Do you understand? Like
In
he had
prison,
other people that were like
waiting on
make
him.
sense.
He had his phone, he had a TV, he had a fridge and all of these are things that they said though.
Yeah, according to the report
According to
yesterday.
them,
It's very interesting. Still, a renowned human rights lawyer, Festus Ogun, has now condemned the arrest of Bobrisky, saying that either denying a Nigerian citizen the right to leave the country without a legal basis is entirely wrong. It said that there are no charges against him yet, and he has the right to freedom of movement and personal liberty.
Okay. Congratulations, though, barrister.
Sir, you can go to
Ogun.
you can go to Alagbon.
FCID
It's just
not,
there.
See, there.
Please,
It's
where is
not far.
Alagbon though?
It's Ikoyi now.
Oh,
Passport office. Down the
that road.
now.
Oh wow,
It's not far. It's not far at
It's
all.
not far at all, though. Since you are in Ogun State, it's just a short
It's
drive.
Ogun State here.
Yes,
Alagbon here. They have reached there now.
it's just a short drive. You can go.
In
and
fact, those
decide to
CNG
short
buses from Ogun State
drive. Should
government.
carry you there.
can
At least
take
you
you to
carry inside.
CMS.
No, it doesn't get to CMS.
Who told you? Who
Ogun
told you?
State bus.
Look at you.
No, at least it will get you to Berger.
Then you can enter BRT
You now enter BRT straight to CMS.
or TBS.
TBS. Yeah, TBS.
In fact, from TBS you can decide to walk.
To just take a hike.
Then go and tell
Take a
FCID
quick hike.
that what are they doing? Do you understand?
Okay. So he's claiming that there's no legal justification. And the House of Reps say you should come. You say you're not coming.
To be honest,
And
he didn't say he's not coming. He just did not honor.
He just did other the invitation. It's an invitation. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Someone say come to my house to eat rice. You can say you want to eat. You can say you don't want. You know.
Okay.
Or you might just decide to go through Seme. You know, go through Seme. Pick a connecting flight.
Pick a connecting flight. Yeah. Honestly, I think that
is it not the same way that former governor of a bank was trying to?
Was it? No, he was going through. It was a plane. He was arrested from a plane. It was this daddy that they arrested at border. No,
nope.
Was it?
Nope.
It was already inside Cotonou now.
Nope.
What's the name? At least
that former governor was going to go through some. He flew from Abuja to the Lagos. That he was going to.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's my version. That's my version.
So I'm just saying, Mr. Bobrisky or Miss Bobrisky, next time.
Or they. He identifies as he or she.
At least as Sunday Igboho, there's a way Sunday Igboho entered. It was the traveling that was the problem.
Why are you always advising people bad things?
I'm just saying, like, at least he was successful.
She should go and ask who?
Him.
Okay, he should go and ask Shim.
Shim should go and ask him.
Okay, they should go and ask
Shim.
They should go and ask them.
No, Shim should go and ask him.
It's crazy.
How he at least he was successful in crossing.
Good luck to him, and as we move on to more productive news.
Wow, more productive news.
Yeah.
Anyway, there are quite a number of things that we're going to be talking about. Also, it's still the Bomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. Edo State people need to be careful at the moment. Just what I put it out there, as Edo State has now recorded 240 cases of Lassa Fever and 21 deaths. Now, moving on from that, the Supreme Court has now reserved judgment in the suit filed by 16 states challenging the constitutionality of the laws establishing EFCC. At the resumed hearing today, Imo State, Bauchi State, and Osun State joined the suit as co-plaintiffs, while Anambra, Ebonyi, and Adamawa had announced their decisions to withdraw their suits from there. So,
you know, a lot of people might not understand what's going on here. Nigerian governors, about 16 of them, have come together to sue the government. Basically, their plan is to make the EFCC disappear.
Yeah, disband the EFCC.
Make it disappear. Let it.
However, who would have thought this? It looks like the federal government is taking this seriously, because in court today, the Attorney General of the Federation was in court, present in court.
Why wouldn't they take it serious?
As you know, and the one that you are suing,
there are things
as well.
There are things that I'm not happy with. You know, the unprofessionalism of some of Nigeria's security arms and agencies is duly noted. But you see, it's like a necessary evil. We need, Shola Rogers, believe that we need to have the EFCC. You know, there's a lot of work that those guys do that is beyond, you know, the noise that people hear about. And it's funny how it is governors.
It's the same governors.
You would have thought that maybe some unscrupulous businessmen would have raised some petitions somewhere, but it is governors. And we all know that there's a standard practice. Whenever any governor is done with his tenure, he must have a meeting with the
EFCC. So are we saying that the governors want to stop because maybe they think that the
that's what it looks
witch
like
hunts them?
That's what it looks like. It's not even, it's not about them being witch hunted. They just want to.
No, they think that they're being witch hunted.
Maybe they don't think. Maybe they just want to prevent them from doing what they've done in the past. It's not necessarily a witch hunt.
Anyway, so what they're looking at now, what we're looking at is some states withdrawing their suit, is some states joining that suit. However, you know,
the same EFCC that one or two states are trying to replicate at state level.
Yep.
Okay.
Now the Attorney General of the Federation was right in court today. And you know what I was going to say, that was it's not something you see a lot. this man, this daddy is not here to joke. This man wants to earn his salary.
If you know internationally what having the EFCC has done for Nigeria and how it has helped Nigeria's image, you will understand why the federal government is not playing around with it. Because if they don't take it very serious, if these governors have their way,
is going to do a lot of. I think it's going to do more harm than good. Personally, that's what I was going to say. Okay, so just want to put this out there. WAEC has said that their computer-based exams are starting on Friday. Oh wow!
Good luck to everybody writing those
exams.
Writing
those exams, yeah. That's quite actually quite nice. Like we're getting to those points. Now, moving on from that quickly. Now, we're going a bit of gist from Kano. There's quite a bit of stories coming from Kano. First things first, Kano Chief Judge has freed 37 inmates on medical grounds, saying that they have different medical issues. Is it me? But it sounds like, please, we don't have money to take care of you again. Come and go to your house.
No, it's just maybe from another perspective, based on the issues that we have with prison congestion. It will be nice to at least let these people go home to take care of themselves and get better care and all of that, as against them still staying, in this usually
the chief judge also gave them
places
10,000 naira each for them to as transport fare to get to wherever it is that they're going.
Yeah, but I just hope that we do it more frequently so that we can decongest the prisons. People who have more or less spent more time than their court cases would have gotten them in the first place, whatever sentence.
That's even if they were even declared guilty in the first place. Also, the Kano State Governor has now barred 14 journalists from covering the Kano government house.
It is well within his rights. He's the governor. He's the one that houses them, not as living quarters, but as office. So yeah, if he doesn't want to have them,
so he's saying that
on his entourage, then he doesn't.
Pyramid Radio, FRCN, ARTV, Triumph, Freedom Radio, Nasara Radio, AIT, NTA, Express Radio, Radio Kano. I say that people should not cover him again. So he does not want.
He's probably got issues with them.
Yeah, I agree. Those things.
I hope it's not because he doesn't like being criticized. Or maybe he doesn't like them, speaking their own truth. But we'll see.
We'll see how it's going. Anyway, I'm still talking about Kano. The Federal High Court sitting in Kano has now disqualified the chairman and the Kano State Independent Electoral Commission members from conducting the October 26th election in the local government election. Now, the reason for the court is saying that the chairman and everybody else that is in the helms of affair at the Kano Independent Electoral Commission are card-carrying members of the NMDPRA.
Isn't that what always happens?
Peterman says they banned Freedom Radio. The irony.
The irony of it, right? The irony.
Oh, God.
Freedom is not free.
It's not free.
Freedom has been banned. And it's funny how politicians are not as bright as you expect them to be. You can still do this thing without breaking the law.
Like, why do they have to be card? Are you saying that there are no people that are not card carrying members? See, when I say that,
you like to talk about it. I like to ignore it and gloss over it because I already know that they are not bright. So there's no need to always emphasize it. But I like the way you do it because let's leave that to you.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm not going to camp on it.
Isn't it so obvious? Like, isn't it obvious? It's bad enough that everybody knows that they say that governors, their states' independent electoral commissions are not so independent. Now you had to make it so glaring. Come on.
Yeah, well, even at federal level, they've tried it once or twice too. There was a time when the former president Buhari had, I think they had nominated one of his aides to go and work in INEC. So I think Nigerian politicians just copy themselves. Either good or bad. and
let's just be using common sense.
It's sad. Someone went to court this time and got the right kind of judgment. So all they're just going to do now is now go and do what their other mates have done. Look at how local government elections are the worst conducted elections in Nigeria. One state had their own a few days ago. People were complaining. I'm like, how is it different from the one that
has been happening
that even happened 2 weeks before in the south? This one happened in the north, and people were complaining. But it's always going to be like that.
It definitely will not stop anytime
until, and I don't know why they are pussyfooting about this, until the assembly leave matters like Bobrisky for a few days and concentrate on this local government, autonomy issues that we have. We need a national body that organizes local government elections. And that body should be INEC, in my opinion. But if it's not INEC, create another one and take it away from the governors.
I agree.
We need to stop governors from organizing local government elections.
And it's funny. Oh, Bukola Medibi says, good job, guys. Thank you very much, ma'am. So now, it's very interesting. Still, since we're on about the House of Reps and the National Assembly, let's move on to that, as there are quite a number of stories coming from there. Now, a former member of the House of Representatives, and the person of Farouk Lawan, has now regained freedom after serving a 5-year jail term. And this happened when he had asked and taken a $300,000 bribe from Femi Otedola.
Yeah, I remember that video. I remember how important it is for men to wear their caps. And I will not say more than that. However, he was also fined more than what he was alleged to have collected. And he even went as far as going to the Supreme Court. He fought the matter. But Mr. Farouk Lawan...
The thing is, can we say that when you are dealing with a very influential person, would it have been the same thing if it wasn't maybe a Femi Otedola? We
don't know, and I honestly don't care. The thing is that you were on air claiming that you are probing fraud. Then there must have been some invitation, because for me to go to your house and gain access, there must have been some kind of agreement.
Yeah.
How did that happen? This is the person you are probing. He's one of the people you are alleging to have done something wrong. So I don't care if it was Femi Otedola that he had this brush with. I don't really care. I just know that if he had stayed on the side of the law, he won't find himself in that situation. He would not. And again, this kind of people now, they don't even trust their aides or their colleagues, because maybe he could have even avoided it by going through some proxies and stuff, because Dolupo would have advised them to say maybe pay into somebody's account. You're the one that's always advising bad people. So
okay, so Peterman says, are the fines adjusted for inflation? I don't know which fines are you talking about. What is he talking about?
Farouk, he was alleged to have collected $300,000, and his fine is $500,000.
See, let's be honest. I think that this is what you don't see a lot. That's why I said that. Are you sure it would have gotten that kind of judgment if it wasn't someone like Femi Otedola? Because most of the time,
there was proof.
I'm not saying that there was.
It's not proof about Femi Otedola.
I'm saying.
And how many people can afford to pay $300,000 fine? I mean, a bribe.
That's what. Shusha, that was it. However, what I'm saying is that when you hear, it's not allegedly now.
I've said my allegedly. I can't take it back.
When you hear about fines being paid for in Nigerian context, it's always a ridiculous fraction of the original amount of money.
All this one that you're saying doesn't
concern saying.
Me. I'm not. The one that concerns me now is that I'm pitying him, because the time he collected that money, dollar was under 100 naira.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have paid that money.
Dollar is now 1,600.
Shout out to
and
Mr.
something
Farouk.
kobo.
Shout out to Mr. Farouk.
Uncle would just say, please take me back.
Anyway, moving on to the Senate.
Maybe they should go and open GoFundMe.
To the Red Chamber, as Senator Edo Lassa Fever's office has now described the NDLEA's allegations against him as wrong and fallacious.
Okay.
They said that the NDLEA had alleged that Senator Ashiru's house was raided and illicit drugs were
They
found,
yeah.
and that he had some aides that
were arrested. And another
they
aide tried to
charged.
bail.
Exactly. They're saying that according to his media aide, they're saying that they find it preposterous and mere fishing for justification. NDLEA had to wait for the senator's observation before making their allegations. They're saying that Senator Ashiru never employed any aide bearing Ibrahim Mohammed and Mohammed Yahya that the NDLEA are saying that were arrested.
So, you see, it's a ping-pong ding-dong affair. Can the NDLEA now respond with the proof of this so-called person that was arrested who is linked to the senator? The senator wants them scrapped and is complained about them a lot. They came back and said that it's because he's one of the people that, his people were arrested. So it's time for the NDLEA.
According to the NDLEA, he's supposed to be although also under investigation. Now, the Senate today...
Or the senator should sue them now for this fallacious in court statement.
Yeah. The Senate today, until update on that, is that the Senate has now announced a 6-man ad hoc committee to investigate into the allegations leveled against Senator Ashiru Oyelola.
I hope he will make himself available.
Yeah, so the committee is expected to summon the
And the
NDLEA, to explain these allegations to them.
Bobrisky, you see your life? The man will go.
He's in the Senate.
He will
Does
not
he have a choice?
You think Semen is that far?
Wow. Wow.
Bobrisky, you see your life. You will go there and go and defend yourself.
Anyway, so that's quite a number of things. Also, still in the National Assembly now today, a bill set to divide Oyo State into two has now scaled second reading in the House of Representatives. So what they're saying, what the bill is saying is that there should still be an Oyo State with Oyo Town being the capital and Ibadan. The Oyo Town and the rest of Oyo State being and there should also be an Ibadan State, which is going to be a standalone.
A lot of politicians would love this. Some would not. Some I wanted to say kings, but they're not necessarily kings. But yeah, they are kings. Some of them will definitely be happy that this is their chance to become the main king in the state now, and a lot of that. But you see, the real thing is that Oyo State is very, very,
very big. Yes.
Geographically and otherwise, it's just one of the biggest states in Nigeria, especially in the southwest. It's that big. When they tell you about the size of Oyo as compared to the southeastern part of Nigeria,
the size of Ibadan.
Yeah. So I think I like the idea. What I thought was going to happen, because from the look of things now, if all of these bills are passed, we will get a 6th state in the southeastern part of Nigeria.
Yeah, they're looking at.
And I thought that it was going to be balanced. Now, because in the southeast, that's the only region that has 5 states. Southwest has 6, and South 6, and all of that. I think in the
Northeast,
they have
Northwest
7.
has 7.
7 in some places.
No, Northwest has 7. The rest have 6.
That's what I was about to say, that they have 7 in one particular region and everybody has 6. So if you now break Oyo into 2, and there's this South talk about another state, and so at the end of the day, the Southeast will still have 6.
Yeah, it's really going to be a lot on
more.
Because if we're going to look at it, yes, for landmass and the fact that to meet everybody's needs, I personally think Oyo State is really large as well.
It's massive.
Keep in mind, there's also the conversation around an Ijebu State. Remember, there's also a conversation that Kano State has 44 local governments and it needs to be broken down. Do you understand? My own is, will this, once one person's request is passed, I think it's going to just open.
Yeah, that's what I'm already talking about, that there's going to be more states created.
Exactly. There's going to be a lot.
Scaled second reading now and all of that.
Yeah, so it will hopefully get to the
So it defeats the idea that I thought, that look, trying to balance things out by giving the Southeast one more state.
I don't think it's ever going to get balanced.
So it's funny though, because again, more senators, more House of Rep members, and all of
that's it. However, does that also now means that there's going to be more fund. There needs to be more funding for the House of Assembly. I thought the conversation was that they were supposed to be trying to reduce cost. I think it's going to bring up a lot of things that might not totally agree with a lot of people. But anyway, we'll see where all that is going. We're going to Abuja as the minister, FCT 001, is saying that they will start picking up beggars in FCT from Monday. So if you know any beggar, they're saying that they will start clearing the roads, picking up beggars, and then returning everybody back to
who
their
knows
states.
any beggar?
I don't know. It was just an announcement.
To who?
Anybody.
To whom?
I don't know.
Why are you announcing such
It's
at the bar?
news. Oh, God.
Do you know any beggar?
Yes. No, I don't.
So why did you say it here? Why do you expect the people watching, listening, and working in this studio to know any beggar?
Okay. Why are you so triggered?
No, I'm wondering what led you to such a statement.
FCT 001 is saying that they will start picking beggars. Anyways, that's it. End of story.
The truth is sanitization is good. Keeping the streets clean is good. But the question is, what is bringing about the high influx of beggars? What are you doing? You know, you can park them, you can arrest them all you want, you know, but there's a root cause, you know. Not everybody. A lot of beggars are lazy people, in my opinion. But not every beggar wants to beg. Not every beggar wants to be on the streets. So you should be addressing such issues as to creating more employment for them, you know. So park them all you want. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but it's deeper than that.
Okay. Now let's come down to Lagos State. Interestingly, as you know, about 10 days ago,
I don't.
a man was said to have been crushed to death around the Oshodi area of Lagos by a train.
Yeah.
Now, in about 10 days now, another one is said to have been crushed by a moving train in the Keja area of the state. This is the red line.
This is what we've been talking about. We said it, you know, the reason why those trains can't even move optimally is because of this encroachment on the tracks. Your life is precious. It is valuable to us. I don't know you, but your life is still precious because everybody is meant to be productive. But here you are, risking it all, thinking you're hustling. And we were talking about it here. I think it was yesterday.
It was still yesterday. We're still talking about
the red line and even the Lagos Abuja line and Lagos Ibadan line, and why it can't move faster than it does because people are always, you know, putting their wares on the tracks. It has to stop. So is it going to be every 10 days now?
When 2024?
Every 10 days they're going to talk about a man or woman being crushed by a train, a moving train. Is this what we want to do?
Trains don't stop for people. I don't know what people. I don't know. I honestly don't know what people are doing. They're saying the Lagos Task Force has said that every day they seem to arrest traders going through the state. Like, are you people goats? It's goats that they used to tell something and they used to beat and you still go back there. Don't be behaving like goats. They say before now they say the local zone is too much. But let's be thinking. Let's be using our common sense. Anyway, moving on from that quickly, finally, before we go, embattled Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein has now been diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. They're talking about him having leukemia. Also, there's been a lot of conversation around the One Direction singer that died actually, Liam Payne, has now said his toxicology report showed a number of drugs that were in his system.
Yeah. Liam was in Argentina. I saw videos and pictures of his hotel room online and how he jumped down or was pushed from a balcony or whatever. Bottom line is he's dead, and now they've done this toxicology thing and they've found some traces of drugs in him. Well, I just hope that there's no hanky-panky that led to his death. Although his ex-girlfriend was always talking, he said that he's always talking about death and all of that.
Yeah, and a lot of times, drugs really also do make people like really, what's the word now, paranoid.
Speaking about drugs, like Dolupo just said now, I actually wanted to talk about the NDLEA and the MOU that they renewed with the British government.
Yeah.
It's a big shout out to the NDLEA that they've been able to, achieved so many arrests and convictions and everything over the period of 3 years.
They're saying that they've had about 9,000 arrests, and so they convicted about 9,000 and arrested about 52,000 people.
Again, a big shout out to the British government for just a few days ago, they built and handed over a marine headquarters to the NDLEA, solely built from scratch by the British government. And again, they also donated a whole building to them at the Murtala Mohammed Airport.
It's not the same. These people you are now saying that you want to
agencies that in fact the British were happy. That's why they came to renew their MOU. That look, it's working. They said that they like the way the NDLEA operates, that they are doing things differently.
Anyway, on that note, that is all we're able to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of The Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.
Peace.